guys, it is Stevie here, and today I am doing another video. This one has my face in it. Today I wanted to talk to you about some of my top tips for keeping a clean house. This is just a couple of tips and tricks for how I keep my house fairly clean. It is certainly not pristine, but if I happen to have company come over randomly, it'll be fine. I'll survive. So the first thing that I did, so I do use a planner. I use this for my home stuff. This is the Happy Planner with the Home Planner insert. That is what I use to maintain house stuff. It has my to-do list, meal planning, and house cleaning. Now this planner is giant. If you look at it, it's really thick, but that's because it also has my fitness planner and then a full recipe planner in here, which takes up like 50% of the space, is all recipe stuff. I just decided to put all of my home stuff in one spot. These were all add-ons from the Happy Planner. You can find these at Michael's and Hobby Lobby and online. I'll link everything that I have in here below, and I will go through a review of these. I have a full video on it. So the first thing that I recommend doing is take stock of all of your tasks and all of your cleaning. Sorry, I write lists, so I have my tips written down. So the first thing that I recommend, because when we moved to our house, we went from a 3-bedroom to a 4-bedroom. So I needed to add on extra space, and we had 3 bathrooms instead of 2. So I had to kind of add more to my list of cleaning items. So I took inventory because we also suddenly had a den and a loft that we didn't have in our last house. So take stock of everything. I went room by room, and I actually went there with a pen and a paper and went room by room and took stock of everything that I needed to do, and I broke it up into 4 things. So I have my daily tasks that I do every single day. This is comprised of things like dishes, laundry, which I will get back into. I have a list of weekly tasks that I do. This includes wet dusting my house. I live in Arizona. I can't get away with dry dusting. I have to do wet dusting because if I dry dust, it just kind of floats around everywhere. I saw someone say that and I was like, oh my gosh, does she live in Arizona? Because that's exactly how it is. So wet dusting, monthly tasks, which are things that I like to do, like clean out my pantry, clean out like the silverware drawer, like things like that that need to be done monthly. And then I have seasonal items like cleaning my curtains and stuff like that. That's really like, I don't have to do that all the time. I can do that every few months. So I have stuff like that on there. So my next thing is adapt your perspective and change your perspective on how you clean, especially if your methods aren't working. So for me, I had a rule of doing 1 load of laundry every day. And for me, say hi, say hi. I've got my toddler on my lap now because she would not leave me alone so I could finish this video. This is what I'm working with today. But as I was saying, I had to change my perspective, especially with things like laundry. So every day I did a load of laundry. But in my perspective, it was I have to wash and dry a load of laundry. And I needed to tweak that because what it became was baskets of laundry sitting there. And yes, it was all clean, but then it got crumpled. There was stuff I was having to rewash, and it just was a waste of my money. So because I did end up having to do loads over again, especially if I stuck something in the washing machine, completely forgot about it, it smelled bad the next morning, so I have to rewash it with detergent, it's a waste of money. So my perspective went from doing a load of laundry to completing 1 load of laundry from beginning to end. And if I can't do it every day, then I do it every other day. But to me, it's more important that I take a task and I finish it from beginning to end than just starting it and leaving it halfway and then having to do twice as much work because I never did the follow through. So for me, it was about changing my perspective and realizing the most important thing was the follow through. I make sure that if I start a load of laundry, I'm committed and I wash, dry, and fold that load of laundry that day. What that means is laundry gets done at a slower pace. I'm not doing as much laundry. But I've also cut back on how much clothes we have because we're not doing a capsule wardrobe, but I get rid of things now that we don't like, we don't wear, and that we would only wear when we were out of clothes or we couldn't find them in a laundry basket. Like, I've really started to kind of minimize what we have going on in our lives just to make things a little bit easier when it's time for me to clean everything. So my next tip is to keep a running to-do list. So with a running to-do list, I find that a running to-do list works for me in a lot of different ways. I do have a weekly planner where I lay out everything that I have to do, but my running to-do list is where I write random things down that I forgot about, like sort mail or like, you know, just the random stuff. And then one of the biggest trends, yes, my love, one of the biggest trends that has been on YouTube lately, what is it? It's like Style Mom XO. I cannot remember her name for the life of me, but I love her channel. She is who I watch for cleaning videos. But she gave the idea of doing something called a power hour, where you set your clock for an hour and you just clean as much as you can. I haven't mastered that quite yet. I've tried. And the idea is to stop. As soon as your 1 hour is up, you're just done cleaning. But the problem is that I cannot commit to doing 1 hour of anything straight through because my kid is constantly distracting me. She is not at an age where I can say go play for an hour and let mommy clean up a bit. I can't leave her alone for an hour. She's 2. So I have to work around her. So what should be a reasonable to-do list for 1 hour turns into like 2 hours of intermittent cleaning. So that's kind of what I deal with. But the nice thing about doing a power hour cleanup is I do that every weekend. So every weekend I have my husband take my daughter either to my in-laws, to my parents' house, my dad's house, or I have them take her to the park or out for ice cream. But I get them out of the house so I can like really focus on the cleaning. So the thing that I strive for every single day, and I'm pretty good about doing the first part, 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening. So I try to do 30 minutes in the morning with things like the dishes, wiping down the countertops in the bathroom, in the kitchen, just doing like the basic cleanup stuff. Just to keep the house kind of at my norm for cleanliness. So 30 minutes in the morning is really easy for me because my daughter's eating breakfast, my husband is still home. So I take that time to clean and tidy up, and then me and my daughter will usually go to the library or do something, and then we come back home. But the 30 minutes in the morning is when I empty our dishwasher and then I reload it with the breakfast dishes or anything that was left out if my husband had a snack in the evening. So the 30 minutes in the morning is great for me, and it really kind of sets me off to be really invigorated. And then I try and do 30 minutes in the evening. This is one that I really struggle with because when I do the 30 minutes at night, it really makes a huge difference the next day because I tidy up, I vacuum if I need to. I'll go ahead and once again, dishes. And the 30 minutes at night is really difficult because that's my time with my husband. So I really don't want to give that up. So another thing that I mentioned is having a planner. And for me, having a planner has made a huge difference in how I keep my house clean. So the big thing for me is that I actually divvy up the tasks based on the day. Are you okay? Okay. So I divvy up the tasks. Sorry, she's still in my lap. I divvy up the tasks based on any given day. So if I know that I have library in the mornings and I'm going to be gone for an hour and a half, that's when I try and run not only my dishes, but also my laundry. So that way when I get home, I can just quickly transfer over the laundry into the dryer and I can quickly empty the dishwasher if it's done. If I know that I'm going to be gone, I will try and get more tasks done the day before than on that day. So I use a planner for everything so I can see how busy is this day going to be. Do I have the time to do more in-depth cleaning? Or should I push it to another day? So having a planner and being able to see your whole week in front of you on paper is really important to me because I do also use my phone for things like doctor's appointments and stuff like that for the reminders. But when it comes to setting up my routines, I need to see the entire week on paper, and sometimes I need to see the entire month. So if you don't have a paper planner, I do recommend giving it a try. You can either buy one of these planners right here, which has a to-do list and a cleaning checklist and all of that. I'll link that video down below. if you don't have one, you can make one with a 50-cent notebook and a ballpoint pen. You really can set yourself up for success with planning with pretty much anything. But those are my tips for success. I hope that helps you out. I hope it wasn't too redundant. I know I talk about this stuff a lot, but thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, we will see you guys next time. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.